Are you wondering if your business is required to have workers' comp insurance? Well, wonder no more. In this video, I'm going to give you some insight that will help you figure that out. But first, let's talk about what workers' comp insurance is for a brief second. In a nutshell, workers' comp insurance pays the medical bills and lost wages of an injured worker. So what that means is both you and your injured worker are protected. Your injured worker gets his medical bills paid for and his wages when he can't work. And you're protected because your injured worker will come and sue you to pay for his medical bills. So as you're approaching this workers' comp insurance world, you might think that the policies are too expensive and you're just going to risk it. But remember, being sued by an injured worker can end up costing your business a lot more money. So with that being said, let's talk about when is workers' comp insurance required? Like, what's the law? So workers' comp insurance laws are set by the states, not the federal government. So therefore, the answer will vary from state to state. So let's take a few states and discuss when workers' comp is required in those states. In New Jersey, any business that has any employees at all, part-time or full-time, is required to have workers' comp insurance. In Massachusetts, it's even stricter. You don't even need to have employees to be required to have a workers' comp policy. Any business owner needs workers' comp policy for himself. And that's regardless of how many hours a week you work. So basically, if you form a business, you need a policy. On the other hand, Florida's a little more chilled. There, they divide it by industry. In Florida, if you're in the construction business, as soon as you have one employee, so you make that first hire, you're required to buy a workers' comp policy. If you're in the non-construction business, then as soon as you have 4 or more employees, that's when you have to buy a workers' comp policy. And for our last example, in Missouri, anyone with 5 or more employees, regardless of which industry you're in, 5 or more employees, you need to buy a workers' comp policy. So now you can clearly see that the laws are very technical, they depend on what you do, and they also can change from time to time. So what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to know if you need a policy or if you don't? It's highly recommended that every business owner buys a workers' comp policy, regardless of whether they're required to by law or not. But you don't have to take my word for it. After all, I work for an insurance company. So just because you aren't required by law to have a policy doesn't mean you're off the hook when someone gets hurt. Be safe, be smart, and protect your business with a workers' comp policy. So if I've convinced you to look into this workers' comp insurance thing, and you're curious how much your premium would be, and how it is calculated, no, we don't pull the numbers out of thin air. Then watch this next video on how premium is calculated. If you don't really care about that, and you just want to get the bottom line number of what it would cost for you, head to kickstandinsurance.com and fill out our 5-page super easy form, and we'll get you an instant quote for your business. Remember, like and subscribe for more business and insurance tips.